Good morning, and welcome to the Back to School Virtual Expo. My name is Leisha Albaugh, and I'm with the Family Engagement Department. We are so excited for you to join us as we kick off the new school year. In case you didn't know, this is our 15th year of EPIC. We are just so thrilled to start this school year with you, and thank you for choosing EPIC. Over the next few days, you're going to have the chance to explore what EPIC has to offer and connect with resources that can help your students thrive. Each day, our expo runs from 9 to noon. Today, we're going to highlight EPIC student clubs, our programs, and our services. Tuesday is all about our learning models, more student programs, and engagement in events. Then, on Wednesday, we're going to wrap up with curriculum and supplementals, world and native languages, and college and career readiness. But first, we would like to cover a few tech tips. So before we get started, I'm going to go over a few things. First of all, this session will be recorded and posted on the EPIC website at a later time. This will allow those who could not attend today to access this important information and will also be available for any of you who would like to refer back to this presentation. Also, if you're using a personal device, a phone, or a tablet, our virtual expo can be listened to, but we prefer that you use your headphones or your earbuds. You can access it through subtitles, which is also on your screen and can be listened to in multiple languages. Here are the instructions. First of all, if you would like to listen to the translation, you're going to download the app on your App Store or your Google Play Store. I would recommend that you take a picture of this screen because I'm going to go pretty quickly. But if you would like to slow down a little bit, take a quick picture or even maybe take a screenshot of this screen. Also, you're going to want to install the Microsoft logo. Once you download it, you can open the app. The second step is to allow permissions. You're going to open the Microsoft Translator app, allow necessary permissions, and then join a conversation. In order to join the conversation, you're going to want to enter the code IZXDT. And you may also scan this QR code. I have a larger QR code and code for you on the next screen. But before we do that, I would like to play these instructions in Spanish. Hold on just a minute.
Bienvenidos a la exposición virtual de regreso a clases de Epic Charter School. Si desea escuchar o leer esta presentación en español, puede hacerlo usando un dispositivo personal como su teléfono o tableta. Le recomendamos utilizar audífonos para una mejor experiencia. Para obtener la traducción en tiempo real, utilice la aplicación Microsoft Translator. En iPhone o dispositivos iOS, abra la App Store. En Android, abra Google Play Store. Busque Microsoft Translator, identifique el logotipo de Microsoft y seleccione Instalar o Obtener. Una vez instalada, abra la aplicación y permita los accesos necesarios como micrófono y cámara. Para unirse a la traducción, abra Microsoft Translator, seleccione la opción Conversación y icono de chat, pulse Unirse a una conversación, ingrese el código de conversación o escanee el código QR que aparece en pantalla durante esta exposición. Seleccione español como su idioma y presione Enter. Listo. Ahora puede escuchar y leer la traducción en vivo. Recuerde mantener sus audífonos conectados. Gracias.
Thank you, Jackie. Okay, if you would like just a minute to go ahead and download this QR code and type in the code as well, I'll just give you a couple of seconds to do that. I'm going to move on. Okay. All right, so if you are deaf or hard of hearing, we have live transcription services. At the bottom of your screen, you can click the closed caption icon, and it's at the bottom with the capital C and another capital C. Okay, we have a few additional tips. This is a large group, so to preserve bandwidth, we ask that you leave your video off and keep your microphones muted. We do want to hear from you though. So if you have questions, please click the Q&A at the bottom of the screen. This icon will allow you to type in your questions. We have staff who's monitoring these questions, and they will do their best to answer your questions. But due to the depth of the material being covered and limited time, if we cannot get to all the questions, we will do our best to follow up by email. So please add your email to the Q&A box. If you do not want to add your email there and you would prefer to leave a message with someone from our department, you may reach out to Amy DePaula at amydepaula@epiccharterschools.org with any questions after this webinar. Okay, we are going to kick this off with Katrina Cooper. Katrina Cooper is going to share the many ways that your students can get involved with student clubs. Welcome, Katrina. Is Katrina ready? There she is. Hi, Katrina.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes, you can share your screen.
Very good. All right, good morning. My name is Katrina Cooper, and I am the club and events specialist. And I would just like to share with you all some of the clubs that I will be advising, or I'm sorry, supporting the advisors on. Let's see. I really want to get my screen. Okay. First of all, I would just like to say that we are in the restructuring process of some of the clubs. So if you don't see an advisor for some of the clubs that you are interested in or your student is interested in, please know that we will get that information to you in a timely manner. You can always reach out to me. Again, my name is Katrina Cooper, and I will be helping with that. So first we have our academic bowl. And when I think about the academic bowl, I think about the phrase iron sharpens iron. And this is taking the student in and plugging them into their knowledge on a competitive level. Partnered with the OAAC for grades 3rd through the 10th grade. And you'll get more information about this in September. They'll start rolling out interest forms. However, it's a Jeopardy styled competition, questions and answers for every grade level. 80% will be textbook, 20% general knowledge. So I think this is going to be an amazing, amazing club to have your student, or you, if you're the student, to be a part of. And then we have our ASL Club, which stands for the American Sign Language Club, which I think this is going to be a great club as well. The ASL Club is a welcoming space for anyone interested in learning and using sign language. It's another communicative skill for our students, which I think is awesome. It gives them the awareness and promotes their accessibility on campus and beyond. Through games and conversation, they will learn how to translate and speak with our deaf culture. The advisor for that one is Miss Sherry Fisher, and her information is below. Next, we have the chess club, and I always giggle at the word chess club because my grandfather used to always tell me, "Life is chess, not checkers." And what he meant by that is the skills that you get from just learning this game can be applied to real life in circumstances. You get strategic planning, critical thinking, and how to be a good competitor, just to name a few. Also, it's very fun. The advisor for this is Karen Hoyt, and her information is below. I do believe the grades are 3rd through 12th. And next we have the drama club. And the drama club is new this year, Lights, Learning, Laughter. I think this is going to be an amazing club as well. It teaches character building, character development, how to speak in front of people confidently. It is for our high school students, and Phil Cross is the advisor for that, and his information is at the bottom of the screen as well. And next we have Epic Comet Clover's 4-H Club. And the 4-H stands for Head, Heart, Health, and Hands. And it just will take the student out of the classroom and give them the opportunity to get life experiences in health, science, agriculture, civic engagement, all of those fun areas that they might be interested in. It is for our 9 to 19 years old students. So the advisor for that is Missy Quintero. And again, her information is at the bottom of the screen. And I just wanted to give a little pictures of our students in action doing the various things that the 4-H club represents. And then we have the Epic Military Club. And this is probably near and dear to everyone. Everybody knows someone that has served in the military or is serving in the military. And what this does is just the students kind of create a community around our troops to tell them, hey, we're here supporting you as you're on the field for our freedoms. It just they embrace them and lift them up. And I think that's a cool way of just saying, hey, thank you for your service. It is for our middle school and high school, so that'll be grades 6 through 12. And then we have the Key Club, and the Key Club is our internationally recognized community service club, which just basically teaches our students how to lead with a servant's heart, which I think is amazing. Again, it is internationally recognized, and it is for our high school students. And here they are in action, serving in their community. And then we have the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society is for our 10th through 12th grade students. And you don't have to do anything to be a part of National Honor Society except for make the grade. So what happens is if you have a 3.5 or more, you will automatically get an application. Once you get that application, you'll fill it out and get it back to us. Then we'll have a teacher recommendation, and you will have an induction ceremony. Once those things are done, you're in. Then you will have community service to complete, but all of that again will be rolled out in time. So we're looking forward to our students in that way. Then there's the National Junior Honor Society, which is basically everything I said about National Honor Society, except for it caters to our 6th through 9th graders, and they only need to make a 3.0 or higher. And next we have our P7 Club. This is new this year, and it is for our it is student-led Christian-based prayer group type of a club. And it's for like-minded students that would just like to be bonded in their faith with other students of the same mind, and not only in the classroom, but in the community as well. So the club advisor for that is Sarah Bennett. Again, that's the P7 Club. And then we have student council. And student council is that club where the student gets to take reins on what goes on in their high school experience. They help us with all kinds of events. I was part of the events, and they helped with prom tremendously. But not only that, they rally their other peers. They have school spirit. They just take advantage of what happens in their school. We have high school and middle school, so we have grades 9 through 12 for the high school. And then we have our student council for middle school, and that's going to be catered to our fifth through eighth graders. And I love that they have to live up to the student council code, which is live with courage, take pride in what you do, always finish what you start, do what has to be done, be tough, be fair. When you make a promise, keep it, be loyal to the team, talk less, listen more. And I love that. And this is just our students in action, various events that they helped out. They were at prom, food banks, I mean, book fairs. They are all over and just getting a hands-on into their own experience in school. So I do believe that is all for me. Thank you all for your time, and I appreciate you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Katrina?
It looks like we do have a couple of raised hands. Do you guys want to go ahead and drop your questions in the Q&A section? It's at the very bottom. If you'll click on that, you can type your question in there and we will be happy to answer that for the best we can.
Katrina, I think one of the things that our parents are probably going to want to know is how are they going to receive information about the clubs once school starts? And I know that there's different ways that they're going to receive that information. And then also they can reach out to you as well. But did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yes, there are various ways. Some of the clubs will have e-collect forms. You will get those through the parent portal, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Leisha.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So it will be various ways, will be parent portal. The advisors will reach out. We'll have teams that will form, especially like for the academic bowl. They'll have coaches that will be assigned, and then they will start reaching out as well. So, like I said, it will be in a timely manner, but in various ways we will get that. And yes, again, my name is Katrina Cooper, and you can email me for any questions that I can either answer or get answers for you.
Katrina, we got a couple more questions really fast. Do you know if the P7 Club is virtual?
I do believe it is both virtual, and I want to say they will have some in person as well. But the advisor's information, I do believe was Sarah Bennett, and that would be to reach out to her, sarah.bennett@epiccharterschools.org.
Perfect. Also, does the 4-H club have cooking involved?
I have not heard about cooking, so that's a very good question, and one that if they will email me and ask me that again, I can get that question to them or that
Perfect.
answer for them.
Perfect. I think we do have time for a couple more. It says, can a student learn chess at the club, or should they already know how to play?
No, I do believe that they can learn in the club.
Yes. And will there, okay, Caitlin wants to know if there will be a multicultural club this year.
I have not heard of a multicultural club this year, but again, clubs are rolling out every day, so it's not a definitive. But at this time, I don't believe we are going to. We don't have one yet, I should say.
Okay, so we do have a lot more questions rolling in. So I think, well, we do have a few more minutes, so I'm going to go
We
ahead
have
and
plenty of
give you
time.
Okay, perfect. Is there an LGBT-friendly outreach club or a teen gathering social club this year?
Okay. We will have a Pride, I do believe later on that will be in a kind of in the restructuring process as well. So yes.
Okay. If you don't have a Power School login, can you access the clubs?
Um, That's a good question, and one that I would have to get back to them on. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Katrina, we're going to
Yes.
have the advisors posted on the website, correct?
Yes, the advisors will be posted. If they don't see the advisor, then they can most definitely still reach out to me. But
Okay,
yes, they
so
should be on
anything
the,
that comes up, they'll be able to reach out to Katrina, or they'll have access to the information they need on the website.
yes, the website is a very good tool.
Yes, and a lot of these questions that I'm seeing, we do have several rolling in, but a lot of them are going to be answered on the website regarding
Yes,
what clubs are available, and the ages. So for elementary kids, yes, there are some clubs that include our elementary students, but that information will be on the EPIC website.
most
Um,
definitely.
Coding club, art and music club, art club, all of those. Again, on the Epic website, you will find that. Music, I know that music is something that we've had in the past. Do you want to address that, Katrina? Is there a music club?
So some of in the restructuring process, some of the clubs actually went to courses, and they are under, I do believe, Jan Robinson.
Yes,
So that's another one that you would reach out via website and get more information that way.
Jen Robinson is going to be presenting in just a little bit, and so she'll be going over all of those courses, esports, Comet coders, and a few of those will be clubs. I think the games club is going to remain a club, but the rest will be a course.
Yes,
And we also are going to be hearing from the student engagement department here in just a few minutes, and they're going to be presenting on the Native American clubs. And so that might help answer some of the question that we had for the multicultural clubs.
most definitely.
Um, can a student be in more than one club?
Yes, I do believe they can.
Yes. Okay. And then the basketball is not under you, is that correct?
We're actually not offering basketball this year.
Okay. Perfect. And then this is a good question. Can parents or students recommend clubs? Or how do we go about that?
Okay, yes, and that is a very good question. And if it falls under um what I do, then they can most definitely reach out to me. But I think the best way would probably to get in touch with maybe the teacher and have them guide them to the support staff or the advisor for that falls under that. Like if it's would be more of a course, then it would go to Jan, or a club than me. But yes, they are more than welcome to recommend clubs, and if we can get those, we'll get applications and everything to them.
Perfect. And I do keep, again, several questions coming in about band and art and music. Again, let's check that website, see what's available. That is ever changing. Okay. And then ASL, the last question is ASL virtual?
I do believe some of it is, and then some of it will be in person, but
Perfect.
I think predominantly it will be virtual.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, if we have any more questions, if you can leave those in the Q&A box, we will get to those next, or we will follow up with you after the expo. Katrina, thank you for listening or for answering our questions. I know that this is a new role for you. You did a fantastic job. And again, I just wanted to mention to our caregivers and students, if you have additional questions, please send those to Katrina Cooper at Epic, and she's happy to help you.
Thank you
Right.
all for your time.
Katrina.
Thank you.
Great. So next up, let's see. I think I'm not going to share my screen, sorry. All right, next we are going to hear from Ashley Worley, Asa Thompson, and Whitney Redcorn, as well as Stephanie Hillary from the Student Engagement Department. And they're going to tell you all about our exciting Native American clubs this year. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I have Asa Thompson with me, and she is one of the region specialists. And so she knows the most about the club. So I'm going to let her talk the most about it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for you, Asa. That way you can just talk and not have to worry about it. So just give me 1 second.
All right. So while she's getting that hooked up, I'll introduce myself in my Kiowa language to get started. And so, Hande onde mkade Asa Thompson Alkan, Kionde da. So it's wonderful to meet you all. My name is Asa Thompson, and it is a wonderful day. And so I am a citizen of the Kiowa tribe. And I work in our Native American Programs Department. I'm a specialist, and my region is the Southeast region. So I look over all those kiddos, try to make contact with teachers, and parents, and we each do that in each of our regions, and we have 5 regions now. And part of that is our clubs. And so Ashley got this up for me. So, in our Native American programs, we have a lot of student clubs, and it's covers grades pre-K all the way up to high school. And let's see here. If you want to go to the next slide. So starting off, our Warrior Book Club is for pre-K to first. And so what they do, and this is advised by Walter Carrick, and Walter's great with these kiddos. He's used to being in high school from his previous job, but he took over this and has done amazing with it. And so the Warrior Book Club, these kiddos, they get access to all these indigenous authored books. There's a lot of them out there, more than probably people realize. And so they go over a different book, I believe, each week. So they get to engage, interact with Walter. He reads them a story, and it's great. And so they have access to all these. And we have a library at our Tulsa and our Oklahoma City offices with our program. And so those are for people who want to go in person to check these books out. They are available for our students to do that. And it's just we keep building on our Indigenous library. So if we want to go to the next slide. So this is a new organization that we have this year, Notable Natives. This is advised by Danielle Brock. She works in our program, and she's also going to be advising this one. So this is for our 2nd to 3rd grade students. And so each week, they'll be going over modern or historical Native American figures, something with like nobility, tradition, integrity. As you can see there, I won't read the whole slide to you, but you can see some of the things they'll be going over. And so this kind of helps jumpstart our younger kids into knowing like, oh, who was Standing Bull, or oh, who is Geronimo? And then also like hopefully, getting modern day leaders, like it's got Mama Day, people that are alive now, not just, older historical people. So this will kind of help get them jump started into knowing different Native American leaders throughout. So that's what Notable Natives will be doing. Next, we have our Native American Club. So this is for our 4th through 5th grade students. Miss Jay Hester, who is really great. This is her 2nd year helping to advise this. And so what they do, they go over and all these clubs meet each week. We meet weekly. And what the Native American Club will do, they learn about different tribes. And so along with that is like their culture, their history, they'll learn language. We have different We've gone over, we try to do all of the tribes in Oklahoma first, and start with our home base, and then like we'll kind of venture out from there. And so Miss J has done great with doing that. And so kids are getting a little bit more in-depth learning, not just about like their own tribe, but other tribes as well. Because Oklahoma is a melting pot. There's 39 or 38 federally recognized tribes in Oklahoma and 1 state recognized. So there's 39 headquartered tribes. So that's a lot to go through, but kids have fun. And I usually get to sit in with the Kiowa one to kind of give them a little bit more in-depth with language and stuff. So we want to go to the next slide. Moving on up the ladder, we have Junior NASO. And so NASO stands for Native American Student Organization. We just call it NASO for short. So this is for our 6th to 8th grade students. It's open to all students, and what they do is it kind of gives them a chance to go a little bit deeper into like the leadership side and just kind of look at the cultural like identity. They get a chance to interact with other Native students, especially with like sixth and eighth grade level. You know, students kind of tend to shy away. You know, you get your younger ones, they're eager to ask questions, but you kind of get up into these upper, like middle school levels, and they get a little bit shy. And so this is kind of a way to, um, present something to them. That's okay. Um, Kind of present, tribes on a different level to them. And so that's what Junior NASO does. And the advisor for that is Stephanie Hillary. And so she does that. She's going to be advising another organization that we have later down the line too. So if you want to go to the next slide. And so NASO, Native American Student Organization, so this is the high school level. This is where it kind of all started. I believe NASO was kind of the first organization to start with our department. I've been there since the beginning. So I advise our high school NASO organization. We do all kinds of stuff. We do meet weekly via Zoom, but I do try to do at least one in-person event each semester. So for the fall, we usually try to do go up to Tulsa for the Native American Heritage Day, which is in lieu of Columbus Day. So we don't really celebrate that. We do Native American Heritage Day instead. And we meet up with other students. We walk in the parade and we have a booth. And then in the fall time, there's leadership opportunities. And so with OC, our Oklahoma Council for Indian Education, I'm a member of that. And so they have a legislative day at the Capitol. And so they get to meet other Native American congressmen and women on the state level down there. We get to meet with them, tour the Capitol, and kind of see what's going on in Indian country on, the legislative side. And so that's a couple of things we do in person, but we do meet weekly. I have a good group of kiddos that I average about 20 kids, so I'm hoping to grow that. But that's a little bit of what NASO does. Just, leadership opportunities, engage with their community. So next slide, please. So here's next generation of Native leaders. So this is for 6th to 12th grade. This is advised by Miss Whitney Redcorn. And what they do, they go over, learning leadership skills, kind of help hone those in. They learn about different leadership styles, leadership history. And part of that is, kind of learning it from an Indigenous lens. And so that helps them kind of break them out of that shell, see other people that grew up maybe the same way they did, getting these doctorate programs or just being leaders in the community. And so this is another great organization. And it goes from 6th to 12th grade. So it's a good swath of those really important years of a student before they become, legal adults. And so this is a great organization to be in as well. And next slide. So Indigenous Endeavors. This is for pre-K to 12th. And so this is advised by Miss Stephanie Hillary. It focuses on STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, art, and math education. And so all of those from very little all the way up to the 12th grade. And so Stephanie's really good at trying to interact, trying to get students involved, whether it's like for a science project or science competitions. I think she's involved with ACES, which is the American Indian Science and Engineering Society. That is a national organization. Starts in high school, but it goes into through college and even professional. And so it's great having Stephanie with that kind of background to teach our little ones all the way up to our graduating seniors. And I think, and that's it. Yeah. So if you need any more information or have questions about anything, you can reach out to us individually, or you can email us at indianeducation@epiccharterschools.org. So I will turn my time over.
Thank you, Asa. That was a lot of great information. Y'all have a lot going on.
Yes.
And Asa, we do have some questions, but I know that it's time. So what it would be great if you could maybe repeat your email, or we could drop that in the chat. If you did ask a question, most of those were answered as she went ahead and went through the presentation. But if you do have another question for Ashley or Asa, if you guys would, oh, and there it is. I will drop that into the chat for everybody. Thank you.
Asa, your information is also on the EPIC website. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, up next we have Jennifer Robinson, and she's going to highlight the opportunities that students have through AP courses, arts, tech skills through Comet Coders. She's also going to be talking to you about esports, mock trials, and performative poetry. So welcome, Jennifer.
Hello, thank you. Can everybody see my screen? Can you see my screen and hear me
Yes.
okay? Okay, perfect. Okay. Hi, I'm Jen, and I'm here to tell you all about the exciting programs and offerings and courses that we have in the Advanced Courses department. So I will start with, I actually went to the wrong page. So in advanced courses, we have, AP, choir, art, esports, mock trial, Comet Coders, and poetry. So I'll kind of go through each of those and explain what those offerings are this year. Okay, our first is advanced placement. Those are AP courses. They're college level classes designed to help students sort of get ready for their college level coursework. And then there is an exam at the end of the year. Those examinations are not mandatory at EPIC. However, they are encouraged because you can get college course credit depending on the score that you receive from your AP class. There is the list of AP courses we offer this year. That's also on our website. And so those are the AP courses, and you sign up for those in PowerSchool. Those are through Kaplan. All right, next is AP Choir. Our choir, if you haven't heard them, you need to get out and hear them. They are amazing. The choir teacher does amazing work with students. And if your student is interested in choir, again, that form is in PowerSchool. Students receive, in 6th through 12th grade, receive 0.5 fine arts elective credits upon course completion. And it is for students in 6th through 12th grade. It is a hybrid opportunity. It's not just virtual. So that meaning that it's virtual and in person. So they practice in Oklahoma City and they practice in Tulsa. So that's a combination. And so they've got to practice in person together. All right. Next, we have the EPIC Art program. This program is, and everybody asks me all the time, is it digital art? Is it traditional art? What is it? And it's a combination of both. And it depends really on whether you're in art 1, 2, or 3. You also sign up for this art program in PowerSchool under the forms. Students will explore artists, art processes, materials, different forms of art like drawing, painting, printmaking, and digital art. So we do have art 1, 2, and 3, and it's virtual. It's all virtual. So, but participation is required. So can't speak today. And again, you get 0.5 fine arts credit for completing the course. If I'm going too fast, please slow me down. I tend to. All right, esports. Everybody's asking about esports. So Steve Briggs is our head coach. He's an amazing coach and mentor. And in our esports offerings this year, I first want to talk about our Epic Games Club. Epic Games Club is for students in 3rd through 12th. Maybe they're interested in gaming, but they're not quite sure they want to, try out for varsity or anything like that. They just want to figure out what esports is all about. It's a club where students meet once a month and there's a different game each month. And so it's not mandatory. It's just a place to join your friends and learn about that specific game and what esports is all about. And it's not just about gaming. It's about what does it mean to be a good team player. So there's a lot more that goes into it than just gaming. The next thing we have is varsity esports. That's a competitive esports team, and we'll have tryouts at the end of August for varsity esports. This year it's a little different. Our varsity esports students will be required to take our prerequisite course called STEM and esports courses. It's a pathway that students will work through as they join the varsity esports team. And so be looking for those tryouts if you have students wanting to join varsity. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to Steve. But I do want to talk about our STEM and esports courses. So that prerequisite course, anybody can take it at Epic. If you're interested in STEM and esports, it's a wonderful course that the first course explores like the physics of esports, geometry and gaming maps, KPI, they'll build KPI dashboards for their stats. There's a couple of lessons on sound design, like the FX, the music behind the gaming. And one of my favorite is game aesthetics. So you learn about the art and color and the UI design that goes behind gaming. So there's a lot in these courses that even if you're not interested in esports, you might be interested in creating, the STEM aspect of it. So be looking at those courses. The second semester is applied STEM and esports, and then we'll have more coming soon. And so that's esports. All right. Oh. Mock trial. So mock trial, I think this is our third year with mock trial, and we've had so many successes with our students that are interested in becoming attorneys. Mock trial is for high school students in grades 9 through 12. This is also a hybrid program. Students have to meet in person to practice and scrimmage each other. So they'll meet virtually, but they'll also meet in person in Tulsa and in Oklahoma City. It is a competitive league, and so students spend the whole semester learning about mock trial, learning about the case that they are giving, and then just practicing for that final mock trial competition. It is 4.5 elective credits. And again, students can sign up in PowerSchool under student forms. All right, and then we've got our Comet coders. We're splitting this up. We've got our elementary Comet coders for students in grade 3 through 5. This is all virtual. They'll be using code.org. This is taught by Natalie Myers. She's an amazing coding teacher. The elementary students will do visual block coding, just your basic programming. And it's a nice course, introductory course to learning about coding. She also does a 6 through 8 Comet coders course, and it's a little bit more advanced, but don't let that scare you. If you've got middle schoolers that have never coded before, she'll meet students where they're at. And so if they're more advanced, she can help them with that. And if they're just starting out, then she can help them get started. Same way with high schoolers. We've got 9 through 12. Some 9th through 12th graders have zero coding expertise, and she can start from the beginning and help them become more advanced. And so those are our Comet coders. And then we have poetry. This course, our first course this is called Performative Poetry. We have Performative Poetry 1 and 2. Performative Poetry 1 is in first semester. And this course is a course that helps students who are wanting to participate in our Poetry Out Loud competition in the state of Oklahoma. So we have the competition here at Epic, and then the Epic winner will go to our state competition, and that state winner will go to Washington, D.C. to participate. And so this is a course for those students interested in Poetry Out Loud to take Performative Poetry 1. And then the backside of that, in semester B, Performative Poetry 2 is a little bit more advanced. All these students that have participated, they wanted another course where they could, study poetry more intensely while creating their own original portfolios. So that's what the B side of this course is. And those are 0.5 elective credits. Okay, I think that is it. So any questions?
So we do have a couple questions, but they are more towards esports and Comet coders right now.
Okay,
So Jennifer, if you want to go ahead and drop your email again in the chat, and we'll make sure that everyone has that information.
I sure will. I think I only have the option for host and panelists. There you go. You see it?
Yeah, I can go ahead and share that to everybody.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
Oh, Comet coders. Again, that's Comet coders. So, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Lauren, we still have some time if there are questions that that are directed toward Jennifer for any of the programs.
We just got one in. It says, can a kindergartner join art club?
We don't have an art club. We just have that art course for 6 through 12. But that's a great question. We do need art programs for our kinders and our elementary students, and we are working on that.
Great. And could you repeat the ages on that art class, please?
Yes, it's students in grades 6 through 12.
Perfect. Okay, so we currently do not have for an art option for our younger kiddos.
Not that I'm aware of.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. I believe that answers all of those questions.
Okay.
Leisha, that looks like all of them that we have.
Okay. All right, so are we running a little bit ahead of schedule? Okay. I guess we could just go on with the next presentation. Okay. Okay, so thank you, Jennifer. That was very helpful. I know that you run a lot of amazing programs, and all of those are based off of feedback and input that you get from students and caregivers. And so each year we expand and try to do new things just based off of your feedback. So caregivers, students out there, if you have ideas, please send them our way. And we may not be able to get to it the following year or right away, but we do keep those requests, and we do try to create programs that will meet the needs of our students as well as their creativity and other things. So thank you all for always being willing to share for your ideas with us. But next up, we have Phil Cross, and he's going to take us inside EPIC's creative media and journalism programs. And I think a lot of you have probably received something in the mail. It's this amazing magazine called the Comet, and his team is responsible for that. So his students are amazing, and Phil, welcome. We can't wait to hear all about what you've got going on for students.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. I am going to start off and say in this Q&A, yes, there is a class for video recording. I'm going to click answer this question live. Yeah. And KJ, we're going to be talking all about that right now. So let me go ahead and share my screen here and let's get going. My name is Phil Cross. To get started, my background is this is my 7th year with EPIC, and I helped found the journalism program, which then I expanded into both journalism and creative media. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what all of that is about here. So journalism, that's what we founded it. And our goal when we started this program is to have a professional level journalism program where students get that experience with whether it's print or broadcast journalism, where they learn what goes in to being a professional journalist. When they write an article, they sit down with an instructor who is a professional journalist and go line by line. They learn how to file open records requests. They learn how to take information from state agencies and how to dig for information and dig for details and summarize big events, how to ask questions, how to get answers. And that's where we kind of started. And then we started to expand out because we realized that some students like certain aspects of journalism. They liked photography, they like video, but they didn't necessarily like writing. And then this is where we started to expand into our creative media courses. And now we have several courses that we'll go over that aren't necessarily journalism related, but they're more creativity minded. The last couple of years, we have expanded into certification programs where we develop courses that help students get professional certifications, particularly in Adobe programs. If you're going into graphic design or public relations or any sort of video production class, anybody can put on their resume, I know how to do Photoshop, and not everybody knows how to do Photoshop. But when you take these classes, we are preparing students to take the Adobe Certified Professionals exam that says, Adobe says you are a professional and you do know this program. Our goal in all of our courses is to get students some professional skills so they can apply that to a career or a hobby. You can take an introductory level course and say, you know what, I kind of just want to make some YouTube videos, or I just want to be able to write better for, a student, newsletter, or I want to just take pictures as a hobby, and that's fine. But if you get into one of those courses, and you're like, you know what, I kind of really like this. I would like to see about making this a career. That's where our advanced courses come in and the certification courses come in, because they are next step eligible, which means students are aiming to take a certification course. They are learning about creating resumes. They're learning about creating, portfolios of their work. So they are able to walk out of this high school class and say, oh yeah, what do you know how to do? I know how to do this. These are my portrait photography examples. This is how I learned how to make a documentary. This is how I write for this magazine. And we have an online magazine, which is the epicnewsnetwork.org. This is our student journalism. And I think Epic News Network. I misspelled that. Fantastic. And we also do our ENN Now studio production. This is our video newscast that we do every year. So our classes are all a full year with the exception of our junior high classes. The last couple of years, we've done junior high classes as a non-elective course. This year, we decided to create a semester-based half elective course for our junior high level classes. We have a media literacy journalism class that's going to be new this year. Students who do well in that, whether they're in 6th or 7th grade, if they go into 8th grade and they're like, you know what, I did media lit, we're going to move them into our intro to journalism class. We have our desktop publishing class, which is responsible for that Comet magazine that we have. I'm sure if you go to either 50 Pin or the Woodward building in Tulsa, we've got some out in the lobbies there. New this year, we have an advanced journalism course for students who have done both intro and desktop publishing. This advanced journalism course, we're going to be talking about open records. We're going to be talking about investigative journalism, which is one of my passions. And I know the instructor of this class, he's been an investigative journalist. It's Jeff Raymond. He worked at, a number of print publications and television stations. He was one of my competitors whenever I worked in television news. And we're really excited about this advanced journalism course this year. New this year as well from the journalism side is the ENN Now studio production class. This is a class that you have to apply for because we do have limited space, and you have to be able to come in person to either 50 Pin or the Logan building in Tulsa on Monday mornings from 9 to 11. This is a class where Students come in on Monday mornings and we talk about what's in the news, what's happening around the state. What's the latest from the governor's office or from the attorney general or the legislature or happening in individual communities, or what's going on in our communities? What are the big shows coming to the Paycom or the BOK Center? And we're going to do a community calendar segment. What's the weather going to be like this week? What happened in sports over the weekend? And we create this little short, 5 to 15 minute long newscast where the students get out, they run the cameras, they direct, they produce it, they write it, and then we get it posted for everybody to use. So those are all journalism centered. For studio production, we do have positions available for both on and off camera. If you have a student that is interested in just learning, like, I'd like to learn a little bit about what happens behind the scenes and maybe directing, this is a great spot for them as well. Our student news studio has a lot of really good professional equipment in it. We've designed it so students get that experience with that video switcher where it's, preview, program, how to bring up different cameras and pull them all together. And this is the type of thing that you would do in, maybe if it's a church or a community organization that's doing live streaming, they're going to have that type of equipment as well. Digital photography is one of our first creative media courses where we branched out because we saw students really loved the photography aspect of it. Some love photojournalism. Some just like trying to take, better pictures. Again, this year we have a new junior high course. This is a semester based, so you can enroll in it mid-year. And we're going to start it all brand new in the second semester. It covers the basics of photography and composition. You can do this class, you can do the introduction class all with a smartphone. Smartphones these days have some incredible technology in them. And if you have a smartphone that's made in the last 10 years, you're going to be able to take pretty good pictures with it. Same is true with video production. I like to teach that it's not the gear you have, but how you use that. And we're going to talk about how to use the equipment that you have. These courses are junior high and our introduction level courses are fine arts credits, still with the career-centered goal in mind. And these are all specialty courses. I see a question here about the charge. So as with any specialty course this year, there is a learning fund fee. However, if you've already signed up for Math Plus or an AP class, that's a one-time thing. So it's not an extra fee every single time that you get one. So you can go ahead and sign up for these. I like to say you sign up and you pay the fee so you get the really awesome math class, and then you get the creative media class for free. And it's, it's a great deal. I don't think is Math Plus on here yet. Hopefully they're in the waiting room and they're not complaining about me. A lot of kids come to school for math classes, I'm sure. Math is very important. I think photography is fun. Advanced photography and Photoshop class are both next step eligible courses. These are your college and career. Again, because advanced photography, you're learning how to use those manual settings on professional cameras. You're creating a portfolio. You're creating a resume. And you are learning what it takes to turn that photography in from a hobby into something more professional. We've had students go on to take this class, and then they're taking pictures for senior portraits for their friends or family members. Photoshop. This is a class that I teach. I am Adobe certified in graphic design using Photoshop. So this is everything you need to know about Photoshop and passing this exam and working with clients and working in the design industry. Our video production. Once again, junior high, you're going to hear me say that this is the last time you're going to hear me talk about junior high classes. It is a semester-based course. It's that covers everything, the basics of video creation and editing. It is going to cover, just how do you get started? How do you make better YouTube videos? If you've got kids that are making YouTube videos and they're not very good, because it takes a little bit of work to make a good YouTube video, we're going to teach them how to, kind of polish those up. And how to, kind of get started with them. Our intro to video production course, along with our junior high course, again, fine arts credits. Introduction is a year-long course that is ideal for 9th and 10th grade students, where they're going to learn the basics of camera operation, editing on a couple of different programs. There are some free programs that we can point them to. Some programs you may have at home. Some you may want, your kids are already using, and we're going to teach them how to use them a little bit better. Kind of principles of storytelling, how to make things better, how to, make a persuasive video, how to create a commercial, how to talk to other people on camera and do interviews. Our advanced video course is being revamped this year. This is a course that I teach. This is focused on documentary and narrative filmmaking. And so really what that means is the first semester, students are going to work on building their portfolio. And the first thing we're going to learn how to do is shoot a mini documentary. And this is going to be like a 5 to 15 minute long project where they're going to learn how to interview people. They're going to learn the different forms of documentary storytelling and how to, how to use lighting to get better interviews, and how to make something that tells a nonfiction story about something going on around them. For students who are interested in video journalism, this is really video journalism. My background is in TV news, and I loved long form video storytelling. This is really one of my passions. And students have produced some really incredible stuff over the past few years. The second semester of advanced video production is focused on narrative filmmaking. And this is that fictional storytelling, making movies type of aspect. I've redesigned this course, the second semester of this course, to really focus on all the work that goes into creating a short film and script writing and screenplay writing. I've spent my summer working and meeting with various people in the Oklahoma film industry. The film industry is really growing in Oklahoma, and it is truly a career option right now, where students can learn what it takes to work on a set and learn, how to step into one of these community college film programs where they can get, more certifications and start to work on film sets in Oklahoma. I hope to bring in some more people to talk and lecture throughout this second semester to learn a little bit more about, what it takes to work in film. And then we're going to create a short film. And we're going to just, I've loved watching students create their short films over the years because you get some really, really creative stuff and it really launches people into something that maybe is more than just a hobby for them. New this year is a professional video editing course. This is preparing students to take the Adobe Certified Professionals exam in Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro is one of the top professional video editing software programs wherever you go. If you are going into any sort of creative field, PR, local marketing, a lot of churches use Premiere Pro because it's very affordable. We're going to learn how to do that. The great thing about learning nonlinear video editing and mastering a course such as Premiere is if you master one of them, you can figure out all of them. I came into Premiere Pro as being an Avid editor. Avid is another media editing software. And once I did that, I was able to figure out Premiere Pro. And now I'm Adobe certified myself in Premiere Pro. So we're going to be teaching this course new this year. Additional courses that we have, and I put them here because I didn't have a full slide for all of them. So we have an audio and podcasting course. This has been one of my favorite courses to do every year. It covers basics of audio production. And then in the second semester, we all work to create a professional podcast. If you haven't listened to a podcast, you're probably in the minority because a lot of people everybody has some sort of podcast they're listening to these days. And a lot of us think, oh, well, all we need is a microphone and way to record it. microphone and a computer, we got a podcast. But there's a lot more that goes into it. So we're going to talk about, marketing plans for doing a podcast, even right down to one of the things that a lot of people don't realize: to launch a podcast, you need art. You need to learn how to design cover art, because you can't get on Apple, Google, Spotify without cover art. So we're going to cover the basics, of, design and typography, how to get your little thumbnail noticed by people, how to get it designed so you can get on these distribution services. And then, everything that needs to go into, making your voice, better, how to ask questions, how to, add video if you want to. New this year, we have a film studies course. This is a semester-based course. It is, again, a fine arts course. Students will view a selection of films, both full length and short. They are all GPG related. There's nothing, crazy about this. This is not a college film course where you have to kind of worry about the content. They're going to learn how to analyze these films, look at them through the lens of cinematography, through editing, through the use of sound, how scripts are written, acting, direction. Again, that's a half semester or half year course, so it's one semester. If you want the full fine arts credits, we've got that digital video course that is also a one semester base that you will roll right into. It's the same day and time as film studies. Again, making this a one semester course, it will allow us to restart the course in January and take new enrollments if we have them. And then our final course that we offer is drone certification in photography. This is a course I teach. I am an FAA licensed remote pilot. And so we are going to cover the legal and technical requirements to fly a drone or a small unmanned aerial system. Is how the FAA prefers you refer to them. But this is going to be a lot of rules and regulations. We're going to try to apply those to how would you use this in as like a wedding videographer. This is great for our photography students who want to add something to their photography portfolio. You can start to do you can learn how to what you need to look for when you buy a drone, what you need to do to pass the FAA exam. In the United States, if you want to fly a drone for a fee, where you want to charge money or anything, you have to have a license. And the FAA really is cracking down on this. I'm sure everybody has heard stories about drones gone wild or rogue drones here or there. That's an issue. And if you're flying and posting videos to YouTube and monetizing your account, the FAA is going to shut you down. And if you're flying in an area where you're not supposed to, which we're going to cover, and you may not know, if you're just a hobbyist, you may not know that you can't just go fly, it's like, oh, I'd like to get a aerial picture of the, football stadium at OU on game day. You're going to get arrested for that. And we're going to tell you why and where you can fly and, the legal requirements for all of that. And at the end of the course, students are going to be prepared to take that FAA remote pilot exam for us. Ultimately, our goal is to be hands-on with everything we do, whether it's our studio production class, our magazine. This year, we're going to be focusing a lot on digital publications and how to launch your own digital publication, how to get noticed online, that all that stuff about, SEO or search engine optimization. How do you write and create, good local news? Having been a journalist for almost 20 years, professionally, I believe in the power of journalism, but I also know that local news only survives if it's hyper local. And we've got to get back to that, what's going on in our community, and just get back to the basics of that. And so that's really what we're trying to teach students in our journalism classes, in our photography classes, in our video classes, is how do you use something that you're interested in to make a difference in your community. You can scan this to get to our course catalog. This has detailed descriptions of all of our classes. And so let's see, grade or age. I will answer this live. Grade is, there's not a specific grade. However, to take the FAA exam, you must be 16 years old and have a government issued photo ID. So if you have a student who is turning 16 in the school year, they can take the class and then take the FAA exam. You can take the class if you are not turning 16. That it is a high school course. However, I will offer one word of warning. There is a ton of memorization that requires for the FAA. In a large part, this FAA exam is really punitive. It's made up by real pilot, like professional pilots, and they want to control the airspace, which I don't discount the need for that, except when you take this class, if you like, for example, when I took a class at Rose State College to get certified and to pass this, and my instructor there was a former Navy pilot who, he was like, take the midterm, and if you get 80% on it, go that day and sign up for your class or for your test, because you will forget it. And I actually took a couple of weeks off because I'm an adult and you can't tell me what to do. And sure enough, I get there, I'm like, oh, you know what? It's been 3 weeks since I actually really studied this, and I forgot a few things. So you could take the class and then wait till you're 16 to take the exam, but it's going to be a lot harder to pass that FAA exam. I do have a book it's not required, but I am recommending in the class. It's the Remote Pilot Test Prep book that has some practice tests and all sorts of stuff on it. It's fantastic. So if you want to take the class as a 15-year-old freshman, you can, and you can, use your learning fund to get that book. And then you can do that. The license for a drone has to be renewed every 2 years for a pilot's license, every 3 years to register your drone. I should say done with that one, and should say answer this one live. So yes, a license has to be done every year. The renewal process for your pilot's license is free, and I'm going to tell kids how to do that as well at the end of the year. It's just a matter of going onto the FAA website and clicking through their little refresher exam. It's actually super easy to renew your license. A lot harder to get it in the first place. Can drone class be taken more than once? I mean, I suppose you can. That would be a question for your GSS. I don't have a problem with it. I know that you can take a class more than once if you need to get a better grade on it. But space is limited in the drone class because we are trying to get the school to pay for those students to take the FAA exam once, and it's $175 a student to take that test. So it's a little pricey. So we do have limited seats in that class. All right, additional questions?
Phil, I think you guys have won quite a few state awards. Did you want to talk about that for just a minute?
Yeah, so our journalism program, we are members of the Oklahoma Scholastic Media organization that's run out of OU, and we are a large enough school that we go up against the biggest school, the Edmond Norths, the Broken Arrows, the Jinx schools, and and our students usually do very well whenever put head to head with these students. My only issue is I want more content because our students do such good work that when we enter, we win. And the past several years that we've entered several stuff, our organization has been ranked in the All Oklahoma certification, which is kind of a holistic review where media professionals review our website or our magazine and say, is this serving the community? And so we get that All Oklahoma designation. Let's see, answer this one like KJ. If you were to make a video, what app or site would you go to So if I were to make a video, I would go to Premiere Pro to edit it. if we're talking students and you have free, I mean, there's a ton of free options. Canva has a free video editor. Adobe Express has a free video editor. I think those are really awful video editors. I was on a conference call with some Epic staff members who were just needing to make some basic edits, and they preferred like the Canva or Adobe, video editor. I'm like, I can't make heads or tails of it because it's too simplistic for me. CapCut is a really, really good video editor. It is owned by the makers of TikTok, so there is a little legal issue around TikTok if you follow the news on that one. But it is, CapCut's the best free video editor there is that I've found out there. Facebook has Edits now, which is a little, I've not had a lot of great work with that one. But personally, I would use Adobe Express. There's a free version of Avid Media Composer that I used to like to use a lot, except your computer needs a lot of processing power to handle it. There's a company named Blackmagic Design that does some really cool stuff. They have a free version of their video editor, DaVinci Resolve. That's a really good video editor. The thing I like about Blackmagic is they made an app for your smartphones, for Android and iPhone, that allows them to basically turns your phone into their user interface of their professional cameras and records in their raw mode that works in DaVinci. Blackmagic is kind of like a drug dealer. They give you cheap stuff to get you hooked on their products, and then they, want you to keep buying their products. And they make really good stuff, and it is very affordable, but you get sucked into their world really easily, really fast on that one. Ages for our program, all of our classes are for high school students. We do have the 3 junior high courses, which are the media literacy journalism, the intro, the basic photography, and the basic videography. And those are for our junior high classes. And I should have clicked that button and said this. What about Procreate? Procreate, we do not teach, but it is a really, really cool program. For those that don't know, it's an iPad digital art program. I would think Procreate would fall more in the realm of the art class in the art department under Jen Robinson, because it's not something that we have a class about or that we cover. We do in advanced photography talk a lot about Adobe's Lightroom, which a lot of photographers use because it is a very quick photo editing, cleanup. It's, it's kind of like if you know what you're doing with your camera, you only need to make little bitty edits. If you're doing graphic design or you don't really know what you're doing with your camera, that's where the Photoshop comes in, because you can do a lot more. Additional questions?
I think you've answered all of those, Bill. Great job.
You had a lot of questions. That's great. We have a lot of interest.
And I got you back on time. Look at that.
I know. Thank you. That was
TV
excellent.
reporter. You tell me when to stop talking, and that's when I'll stop talking.
Okay, well, and can they reach out directly to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have more questions. Okay.
There we go. There's my email. So you can do it. I'll do one more question. Where do we sign up? So there is, in PowerSchool, there is the journalism and creative media course request form where you can sign up and select a class meeting time. All of our classes do require a weekly Zoom meeting. And so you have to make sure that you're able to do that. And we can get you signed up. Our form is going to close on Thursday morning, so we can get those enrollments done. If you wait longer than Thursday and make a decision next week, you can have your teacher submit a ticket, or you can email me and we can still get you signed up. But if you want to, for the ease of everybody, if you can fill out our form before Thursday, that would be fantastic.
Wonderful. Thank you, Phil.